Rade Rade. Just recently today I was talking to a friend about the situation right now in America, and we were talking about how really horribly wrong something is going there, about the riots, about the black people. And I really feel very much sorry about what is happening there. And I also see that many people now are proclaiming that Black Lives Matters and that black people have also the same equal rights like everyone. For me, this is always a given, and I applaud all these measurements. I applaud the attitudes that really Black Lives Matter. But I was also thinking, since I'm trying to be a spiritual person, I was also thinking that actually, yes, really, it is very important that we focus now that this endless misery of the black people with such a miserable history and exploitation of this race of the black people. It's very important now to focus that equal rights are distributed to everyone. But and until now, there was never quite a question which goes deeper. There must be, actually, in my humble opinion, as a spiritual seeker, there must be and there must happen a fundamental change of attitude and a fundamental change of philosophy, so that those things will never happen again. The fundamental change must be that actually we have to understand that all life is sacred, all life matters, all life is equally valuable. It cannot be that any species of life, any form of life, any race can be superior to another race. This is very destructible and a very horrible attitude. And as a spiritual practitioner, I really applaud the Vedic perspective on this matter, to see that actually we have a body, but we are a spiritual soul. And in this matter, all souls are equally valuable. All souls are equal. There is not one soul that is better or worse than another soul. And until we change this understanding, until we understand that this hatred and this superiority and this fanatism, blacks against whites, Jews against Muslims, Hindus against Christians, all this hate, all these discrepancies, all this destruction comes only from one fundamental error, that we see everything on the bodily platform. We misidentify as the body, although we are soul, and all souls are equal. One soul is incarnated. Here I am in a big German body, someone is incarnated in a black body, someone is incarnated in a Chinese body, someone is incarnated in an Indian body. So many souls are incarnated in different kinds of bodies, and actually nobody is superior to another body. This is horribly wrong. We all are exactly of the same value. We all are spiritual souls, and in this matter we are one. We are all connected. There can never be, and there should never be, a distinction between one soul to another soul. The soul, the consciousness, the soul, the consciousness is the symptom of the soul. Even if you are an atheist, you have to agree that consciousness is individual, and all consciousness matters, all life forms matters. I would even go as far as to say not only human life matters, but also animal life is sacred. So as long as we don't change this attitude, as long as we don't change this fundamental perspective from bodily misidentification to identification on the platform of the soul, there will never be unity. There will never be unity in diversity. If we see everyone as a spiritual soul, we can live in unity in diversity. We can go everywhere and everyone can come to us. We can see everyone as the same spiritual soul incarnated in a different body. There can never be any hatred against anyone because we value all forms of lives, all forms of human lives have the same value. Black, white, yellow, whatever the color of the skin is, whatever your religious designation is. This is all on the bodily platform, and every soul is really of the same value. I feel very strongly that all the leaders should really understand this point, that the life is a symptom of the soul. Without the soul there is no life. So life means that all life is valuable. All life is perfectly of the same value. There is no superiority of one human being to another human being. This is horribly wrong. And until a shift in that perspective is coming, there will not be peace. We have to understand this, that we are spirit, we are spiritual souls incarnated in different bodies. Yes, we play that part. I am born in a Christian country. I was raised with Christian values. And we have to see the good in all these bodily designations. We have to see what is valuable for my life from these bodily designations. But actually we act on the platform of the soul. The Vedic perspective gives us here wonderful points. Vedic philosophy says that we are all part and parcel of the Supreme Soul. We are all part and parcel of God. We are small parts of the Super Soul. Now, there are many names for God. There is Krishna, there is Allah, there is Jehovah, there is God. So many names are there for God. But the ways to reach and to attain the kingdom of God are different for every living entity. So if you follow your path, follow it with all your heart. Never make a distinction on race or faith. Follow it with all your heart and soul. And that what I was reminded what Jesus once said: always treat another human being as you would expect that they treat you. So this is not a very super high philosophical point, but it is a very important point, and this applies to every situations in life, be it spiritual understanding or being on the material platform. As long as we don't treat everyone as we want to be treated ourselves. I have to learn this also all day, every day, so that this is a very important point. And this can only come, this perspective, Jesus, he was telling this can only come if we can understand that every living being is essentially of the same nature. Every living being is a jiva, is a spiritual soul, part and parcel of whatever name you give God. We give the name Krishna, so you can give your name, but it is that we are actually one big family of spiritual souls, and we have incarnated in different places. So with this understanding, there is no need to go in a different matter. Religion is also only a temporary designation. You can change your religion, but you can never change your nature. Your spiritual soul will always be the same. You can be a Muslim, you can be a Jew, you can change to many religious designations, but spirituality means something else. Spirituality means you recognize I'm part of a whole, and I have to serve the whole, and I have to be in harmony with the whole. And if I'm not in harmony with everyone else who belongs to the whole, meaning our human fellows, we can never be in peace, and there can never be peace in the world. So I was thinking that this is a very important point, that all life matters, all life is sacred. It starts with treating our animals also. It's very important to make a peaceful atmosphere on the earth, that all life is sacred. And right now, of course, the Black life, what they do to the black people in America is really horrible, and we should stand up for them in peace, in peaceful protests against police brutality. I understand this and I admire it, but for me personally, it goes much deeper. It goes much deeper. We have to understand that actually all life matters. There are also miserable conditions for many other people in many other races. It will never stop until one race stops to think it is superior to another race. This is all temporary designations, and actually it's all complete illusion, and we see in history how far this illusion can go, to genocides and to all these things. But when we understand that everyone is a spiritual soul and that we are actually connected in that matter, that we are actually a unity in diversity, then only with this spiritual understanding that we are part and parcel of a supreme whole. You don't have to call it God, just call it love, call it light, I don't care. But the unity and the oneness in quality, that we are qualitatively, everyone is the same, no one is less and no one is better, no one is worse, this race is lower, this race is higher. These are all false and illusionary bodily conceptions. The soul who inhabits the body is never higher or lower, it's the same. Even in the animal, the soul in the animal is the same soul I am. It's just incarnated in a different body due to karmic reactions. But if we start to see races and bodily designations as superior to something else, war will start, hatred will start. Without spiritual understanding, there can never be peace. I hope that this understanding is also somehow there in the world, that people can see it is very much needed, a change of perspective, a change from I am this body to I have this body and I am a soul, and we are all in the same circumstance. We are all spiritual souls with the same equal rights as human beings. I pray that this one day can happen. Thank you.